Hello everyone and welcome. This is the Silent K and today we're playing Megamek and MekHQ. By request, we're going to be starting off with some repairs, but first, some shoutouts. New follower on YouTube, Robert N. I apologize, I'm not even going to try and mangle that last name. But Robert, last name N. Shout out for following on YouTube. On Twitch, we've got Chuchi, Cranky Old Git, and Trapped in This XY. And I also wanted to give a special. Oh, hey, Russian bro, how's it going? Glad you could join us. Varank says he's going to be lurking for the first few minutes. He's not feeling well. He's been sick all week, so best wishes to him. Hope he recovers soon. Hey, Trapped in This XY, glad to have you join us. Just shouting out followers. Oh, I see. Hand waving emoji. Gotcha. I missed that at first glance. So, I assume everyone in chat is caught up, seen last week's episode on YouTube or what have you. So they know roughly how the last mission went, and that is to say, not very well. Hey, I'm glad to be producing this content. I know it's a really niche market. It's not something that's like hugely popular. So I'll admit that I do tend to operate under the assumption that my audience has found me by searching for this kind of content and therefore is relatively familiar. So I don't do a lot of tutorializing. The worst thing happened. Yeah, the two archers got mangled. Um, uh, and yeah, we've got some repairs. We have a mission coming up on the 3rd, which is in 2 days, which has me a little bit worried. This mission is a hold the line mission against 2 lances of looks like primarily medium mechs. We see a couple of heavies, or okay, 1 heavy, 3 lights, and 4 mediums. Honestly, the 4J doesn't worry me that much. I consider that to be the weakest of the hunchbacks. The SP does worry me a bit, as does this Warhammer. The Ostscout with the 2-4 pilot seems like a poor fit. I think that I sacrificed my natural gunnery proficiency to the GM. Yeah, our tech crew is sadly a bit lacking. We have not had a chance to do really any recruiting. 4N. Which one's the 4N? I forget which one's the 4N. It's not the autocannon 10 one, is it? Because the 4J with the autocannon 5 and the LRMs, I just, of the hunchbacks, it's the one I'm the least worried about. 4N is the AC. Wait, which one's the 4J? 4J, the autocannon 10 one? LRM 10, medium lasers. Oh, 2 LRM 10s and 5 medium lasers, looks like. Interesting. Not the variant I was thinking of. But also 2 LRM 10s, I would say less of a threat than an autocannon 20. Warhammer, obviously, paired PPCs is going to be a problem. The 6M Wolverine, that's the one with the large laser, right? And the medium lasers, yes. Large laser and extra medium laser. 6R Wolverine is the one with the autocannon 5, the SRM 6, and the single medium laser. So yeah, the 6M is, I would say, the bigger threat than the 6R. The 4SP is a bigger threat than the 4J. Warhammer with a veteran pilot also has me a little worried. So, as it stands, we're currently set to deploy Tonga Lance, which, if you recall, is in pretty rough shape right now. Our archer is missing its right torso and right arm, and almost its left arm, which this is the Mark II. I think we should be able to fix that left arm if it's the mech I'm thinking of. Yeah, the 6M is a really good variant of the Wolverine. I'm a fan. I kind of went in that direction with my Mark II Wolverine. It hasn't dropped the autocannon 5, but it did drop some heat sinks to add another medium laser. And some Shadowhawk is the one that's missing jump jets. But yeah, let me just start getting into this because I know that for some of you guys this is going to be a bit tedious. Some people are here for it. So I'm catering to those people. We're going to start by trying to fix up the archer as best we can. Ooh. Okay, we don't need that much extra time. Do normal. On a 5, yeah. Yeah, 5 isn't too much of a risk. I know Varank always likes to push me to roll 6s and 7s, but I prefer 5s. 5s are my jam. Although, for these bigger jobs, maybe I can compromise. Trying to get the most out of my techs per day. That's going to be a bigger job. I don't want to, even on a 6. It's down 13%. Wow, that's rough. Oh, because it's in E condition. That's not great. Need to bulk hire some techs, recruiting drive at the local community college or something? Yeah, that is the plan. We recently actually reconfigured our elite administrator to also be an HR administrator so that we can get bonuses on our role. So that once this contract is over and the personnel market lets us hire specific, pay extra for a paid recruitment role, we're getting all the techs we can afford. Because right now we are really strapped. We have almost enough techs, in my opinion, for 1 lance, and we're running 2 lances. I prefer to have at least 1 elite and 2 veterans per lance, just kind of to, at a minimum, to take care of maintenance and some of the basic repairs. I wouldn't mind having an elite or 2 on top of that. Just for the bigger repairs like replacing arms and heads and things like that need to happen. We'll take a medium laser on a 7, even if it takes a couple of days. It's salvage. And with that, let me just check. We do have some busted parts, but we don't really need them right now, so that can wait. I believe, I guess not everyone has spent all of their XP. Before I advance to the next day, let me just do a quick review here for my own edification. Now these are not sorted by role. These are sorted by unit assignment for some reason. It took me a second to notice that. I was like, wait, what am I looking at here? Because my OCD gets in the way when things aren't organized in a particular way. Wyvern had his chance to respond, and he hasn't. We're going to go ahead and make him an elite, and we pick up ballistic gunnery specialization, which shouldn't have spawned given that he is on an archer. So I hope nobody minds if I edit that to be an appropriate specialization. If it let me resize this window or not. Okay, I guess we're stuck with ballistic for the time being. Just try that one more time. Yeah, no, there isn't even a scroll bar. I think my 2-monitor setup has messed with some settings, so I apologize for that. In the meantime, well, I guess we haven't lost anything because even with the weapons he has, he's still effectively a 4/4. So there's that. Hoser, saving up for gunnery, 4 points to go on that. Jacoby. We had discussed piloting, I believe. Because he did seem to fall down quite a lot. Did I? I feel like I'm retreading ground that I've already gone over. All of a sudden, I feel like maybe I loaded the wrong save. This is the most recent save, so I don't know how that could have happened. Anyway, I think we should be ready to advance the day. Don't get a pop-up because everything is being maintained. And now we have our full complement of text, almost. Somebody, who was it? Awesome maintenance. Actually, let's take a look at that. Oof. I don't like to see that much red. I especially don't like to see it on armor. Once armor hits bad quality, it's really difficult to bring it back. And it makes all of your armor checks for that location that much more difficult. So that kind of lame. So we did fix the armor on the archer. We did not fix the armor on the archer because someone talked me into rolling us on a 6. I'm not gonna point any fingers. We did salvage the LRM-20. The medium laser is not done yet. We did get the arm on the hunchback, which is nice. And we did get the cockpit and the trebuchet, which is now much lower priority since we don't have anyone right now to pilot the trebuchet. The rifleman, I think, is also one that we had salvaged and don't have assigned. So back to the repair bay, and we're gonna try. So I'm focusing my repairs on the 2 archers. Was this one I was working on, right? I believe so. The other one, you know, is in pretty much the same shape. It's missing both arms and a leg. And in fact, yeah, no, it was the one with the damaged arm that we were working on. That left arm there. Which was part of Tonga Lance. I was debating, because Tonga Lance right now being short a mech and currently sitting at 4,000 or under 4,000 BV against an 8,000 BV opposing force. This doesn't seem entirely fair to me. So I was planning on reconfiguring or maybe deploying both lances or adding a mech at least to the Tonga Lance at a bare minimum. The only question is, what have we got? Excuse me. What have we got that we can add? We have the Cronus that joined us last week, which would put us at what? 230 tons, which is just over the line into heavy territory, which I'm not wild about. But our Op 4 has already been chosen, so I don't think it really matters that much. It feels a little cheaty to be adjusting a deployed or a lance. Can I leave the archer at home? I could swap the Mark III archer in, which has double heat sinks if we can get the arms and the leg on it. The Orion's not heavily damaged. The Awesome is not heavily damaged. Both archers are in rough shape. Blackjack just has some minor armor damage. The Hunchback is in pristine condition, finally. Wolverine has some armor damage, so I think, actually, since you mention it, let's go ahead and do that just for now. We'll see what kind of lance we can put together with what we have. Yeah, exactly. It just I have a hard time justifying it in my head narrative, because it seems to me like if the battle is already slated, then they're already like out on patrol and on an intercept course, um, which kind of makes it, I don't know. It feels a little cheaty to be adjusting a lance that's already had its op fort chosen. Um, but actually, still only at under 6,000 BV. And even against Princess, and I know that Princess doesn't play as well as a human opponent would, um, I still like to have fairly even odds when I go against Princess because her forces regenerate every mission and we have lasting consequences. So that to me, I feel like even odds is an appropriate challenge for a campaign that I'm playing in. Um, I kind of want to bring the awesome just because this is going to be a hold the line mission on in a heavily densely urban environment. Mark, fair fights are for house units. I mean, I agree, but I don't want to be able to steamroll my opposition with every mission. That kind of just makes it feel more grindy than exciting, I guess. Um, really debating. I really want to include the awesome in this deployment. Um, if we do that, we're still into heavy lance territory. Our BV is at 6,500. But more importantly, I feel like we have a lance here that could potentially go up against a Warhammer and a pair of Wolverines and a pair of Hunchbacks. Potentially. Do it. Do it. Um, Shout out to anyone who likes Game Grumps. They have a wonderful bit about that voice. Um, Not to steal their thunder, but I had a chance to do it, but I blew it. But yeah, that's enough of that tangent. Oh yeah, I also forget that we do actually have some field gunners that we might consider deploying. Um, that's a relatively large number of guns for a relatively low battle value. Yeah, we'll go ahead and deploy our light field gunners as well. Keep them in the back rank. Try to keep the enemy from, breaking through. Um, we'll see what our BV is once we finish doing repairs on the awesome. Blackjack was armor damage, right? Yeah. Hunchback and the Cronus should be in pristine condition right now. Alright, so we're gonna fix up the awesome and the Blackjack and maybe add an archer. Any air support? Sadly, no. We have not managed to salvage or purchase any aerospace assets yet. We also have no aerospace techs and no pilots. So, aerospace support is some ways off. So we can fix up the armor on the awesome. Hold it on a 7. All 7s. Now what do we got? We'll do 10 minutes here. Nice. Trying to get Chris up to elite. These are relatively small jobs. Those are perfect for XP. The other one, the blackjack. All right. So the lance we have is essentially complete, except that we're still going to be going in wounded. We're up to almost 7,000 BV. What have we got? And maybe add about 1,000. A Wolverine. Threes? No, we don't need extra time on 3. All right, what's the BV looking? 1,100. Yeah, I don't have a problem taking a reinforced lance, considering that puts us at 8,000. Wait, no, I forgot we were bringing infantry to round it out. So Wolverine can chill for a minute while we're at it. Go ahead, where everyone is actually in a lance. 270, which is cool. 230, which is kind of meh. But we do have a lance that's ready to deploy, at least, which is great news. Meantime, I guess we've got some time to spend. 130 plus infantry guns. Yeah. That was what? 2 10s and 2 5s, 1 10 and 3 5s. Don't have anyone that can have that done by time. Guess we'll just do the armored repairs that we can. Bad luck. Why not? I keep forgetting that we do actually have 3 veteran techs now. So that's kind of throwing me off a little bit. Assign maximum time for all of the replace arms and legs. Looks like we're drawing to a close here on this last day of repairs before the mission begins. I'd like to have as many techs as possible. You're still wounded. But your mech is in fine shape. Yeah, I'd like to keep as many techs as possible fully timed for tomorrow. I'm not trying to spend anything that I don't have access to already. And we are hideously short of LRM-10 ammo. How did that happen? I'm not sure. Let's see. Ammo. I think probably 10 tons should last us for a while. It's cheap. That's 50,000 C-bills. We're just gonna finish reloading what we can. No, I don't want to take that chance. That leg is more valuable to me than that. Especially not over 3 points. Lasers are take a chance on 8, and we got it. Oh, I see. Excuse me. All right. So on to the third. Hold the line as today. Deploy a force from your TO&E. One gyro has arrived. Failed to fix the armor on the archer. We did get the other armor on the archer. Still trying to salvage that medium laser. I wasn't expecting it to be that long. Blackjack is fixed. Rifleman is being customized. LRM-10 ammo will be arriving over the next few days. That said, I do believe. Oh. Apparently, we still have to manually deploy the force. And also, I was going to have to deploy that anyway, so. Alright. Tongan Lance and the Light Field Gunners deploying on Hold the Line. We're deploying in the center. Enemy is deploying to the west. Let's do this. Alright, so one of the lovely features of 49.3, so we can sort by battle value. So we know Closer is in our biggest, baddest machine, followed by Stiletto and the Cronus. Our Griffin 1N ally is actually higher BV than Lark in the Hunchback, which is surprising to me, considering. And then, of course, Tsubasa and the Blackjack. Field Gunner is worth 200 apiece. Warhammer, obviously the biggest threat on the enemy side with that veteran pilot. 4J is actually the second biggest, followed by the Wolverine 6M. No surprise there. We can go ahead and give them some Free Worlds League camo. Something maybe a little more colorful. I mean, that's not actually too much different, but I like it. So this is going to be our map. That is not quite what I was expecting. Let me just check on something, because I think we have one reroll remaining. And per the house rules, we're going to use that one reroll to shift instead of actually rerolling. We're going to shift that from town to metro, what I'm thinking. I was hoping for a grid. Let's see how this looks. That works for me. So that's our one reroll. Other than that, our planetary conditions are dusk dawn, light gale. So missiles are going to be at a disadvantage, I believe. How much of the enemy force do you have to destroy, cripple, withdraw? I believe we're fighting to 33% of them versus 50% of us. We do have a Griffin liaison who needs to stay alive. Yeah, 33% of the enemy, we win. 50% of our own plus the Griffin, we lose. And if we win, we control the battlefield, which will be great. Because salvage is always good. All right. If there are no further questions or concerns, that's actually a really good question. Because normally I play 33% of BV to declare victory, and then kind of finagle the after action report so that I get the victory points. It's worked for me so far, but I could definitely see a fringe case where it ended up being problematic. 33% being such a low bar, I don't have a problem with holding off on declaring victory until we achieve both BV and unit count. With 8 of them, I would have to kill at least 3 units to get that 33%. So that shouldn't be too hard. The enemy coming from the west. We've lost initiative. Alright, so let's check out this map we have randomly generated. That way, please. And you can go right there. Oh, glitching. Okay, so the minimap stays up here out of the way. We're deploying in the center, they're deploying in the west. So I'm feeling as though these intersections are going to be pretty crucial, these 3 right here. More so than really any others, and we might actually have to go hunting if they decide to deploy like here or here. They might trap themselves and be unable to advance, in which case oh, I see. Our infantry are not going to be deploying at the same time as us, apparently. And at this point, I'm committed. I'm not going to restart this mission just so the infantry can arrive on time. Because they do have slightly less BV than I was thinking when I arranged the forces. So I think our 4 mechs should be able to get the job done for the most part. And I'm a little concerned because they do outnumber us. The infantry is checking their guns out of the armory. Yeah, sounds about right. I'm going to start actually by putting Poser right in this intersection, right where he could cover all the best avenues of advance. And we have not got eyes on the enemy yet. Let's go ahead and put Lark out in front where he can about here. That way we can, yeah, because I don't think they're going to be able to get into this space from their deployment zone. Oh, there's a Warhammer and a Hunchback. How's Princess handling double blind rules? I have not had any real issues with it. Worst case scenario, I feel like what happens is I have to go looking a little bit, but once we start seeing radar contacts, they start advancing on us. She's actually, I don't know if it's lucky or intentional, but she can be a little sneaky. And obviously, when she has air support in poor visibility kind of situations, she has the advantage of basically not being able to me not being able to shoot back. All right, let's try this Cronus. I mean, I've seen Cronuses on paper before, but I don't recall ever playing one in a match. So that is Stiletto, Ruby Singh Gilmore's first flight. It's got a 585 with 14 heat sinks. She's a 3-4 pilot, 1 point of edge. It has relatively strong armor, and it has large laser, 3 mediums, and an SRM-4. And I've thought about messing around with the radar settings, but honestly, it just seems like more hassle than it's worth most of the time. So we'll start there. She should be able to catch up with Lark probably somewhere about the time he's making fisticuff contact against the enemies. And which Hunchback even is this? Is that the 4J? Yeah, we want to get in under his guns as much as possible. We've got our friendly Griffin here. Go ahead and reinforce down here. Worst case scenario, we redirect up here. All right, we've lost the initiative. And And I know it's saying that we have more BV than them, and we do, but not by as much as it says, because our infantry probably won't have a chance to deploy before the end of the mission. So I think I'm gonna start. Oof, that's unfortunate. I wanted to have Hoser move just far enough to get visibility on these guys, but that puts him right where Stiletto is. So we will instead, I think, try to, please don't jump, right? Yeah, please don't jump, which I always thought was kind of weird. So we're gonna come here and kind of block this way and take down a fleet with a little luck. This is gonna be interesting. This is such a confined space. We're starting so close together here. I'm thinking the Warhammer is gonna be the priority, just because the Hunchback, well, the Hunchback has 5 medium lasers, which is impressive. But now that these guys have moved, Hoser doesn't need to move to get any kind of visibility on them. So I think that Warhammer is going to be eating 3 PPCs from a stationary target. And the Ost Scout has arrived. I think we're going to back up Tsubasa for just a turn or so, and then we'll start heading north and try to back up Lark and Stiletto. I do sometimes wish I lived on a less busy street. I apologize for the background noise to everyone. Alright, let's see what kind of shot we've got with the big gun. That's an 8. I was really hoping the range would make more of a difference, but so we've got 4 for gunnery, Dawn Dusk, walked, and then he must have run. Still, if we can land that on an 8, that would make my day. We'll build up 1 heat with the small laser. That's what it's there for. Follow the biggest gun up by the second biggest guns on 7s and a 9. And then I love that our large laser is our smallest gun on this front. Actually, 9, 12. Do we fire the large laser? It would mean leaving one of the mediums out of the mix. Yeah, I like that. Alright. Now, down here, we've got the Griffin. Has a shot on the Flea, actually. Not a great shot. But at least with the Off Scout, we have a chance with the LRM. Yeah, we'll build up a little heat. That's what how Griffins were supposed to work. 11 versus 9s. Yeah, we'll take 9s over 11s all day, every day, even if it means getting to shoot 2 fewer medium lasers. Alright, Hunchback. Lark, he rolled a 3. So that's unfortunate. Did hit with 2 out of 4 of the 2 of the 4 medium lasers to the center torso and left arm. So basically his 2 strongest armored points. The Flea at the Blackjack, missing on 9s and 11s. Hoser on the Warhammer, hitting the left arm, hitting the head, going internal but not getting the crit. Forcing his first consciousness check, and missing with the 3rd. And then large laser to the right leg, which is center torso, left arm, head, right leg. Okay. Oscott at the Blackjack, hitting the center torso for 5 points. And the Cronus hits with the large laser to the right leg. Nice, going internal, critting the lower leg and a heat sink. So that's going to be at least 2 piloting checks at the end of this phase for him. 1 for damage and 1 for the leg actuator. Missing with everything else, sadly. Warhammer at the Hunchback on 10s and 7s, hitting with 1 medium laser to the center torso, 1 small laser to the left arm, 2 machine guns to the left arm, and 5 SRMs splashing around, hitting that left arm just a little bit more, twice more actually. Griffin missing on 10s and 12s, Blackjack missing on 9s. Enemy Hunchback at our Hunchback hits with, looks like 3 medium lasers and a small. Center torso, left arm, left arm. Frank, hey, glad you could join us. Glad you were able to make it up the stairs. We have some new people in chat. We've got Trapped in This XY has been keeping up most of the chat by himself. Yes, hooray for new people. I'm always glad to see the community grow and thrive. So our Hunchback took 40 points of damage but doesn't fall down. Their Warhammer took 40 points of damage and does fall down, taking 5 to the left arm and 2 to the right. And he fails his seatbelt check and has to make his second consciousness check. So that's already going really well. And we're going to follow that up with a 10-point kick on a 3 or better. Tsubasa, worth kicking on a 9. I'm inclined to say no. It's 9 damage. How much does it take to leg an Ost Scout? 16. No, it's not worth it on a 9, I don't think. And there's no point in kicking or punching buildings. So we did kick him in the right arm. Ost Scout kicked us in the right leg on a 7, but does not knock us down. Cronus is running a bit hot at 4 heat. Hoser's Ride is completely heat neutral because it's a cool mech like that. Wish I could take credit, but it was not my decision. If it was me, I would have done all medium lasers, but Hoser wanted a large laser on there, and I see why. It's a very potent long-range threat. Their Hunchback is at 4, their Warhammer is at 7, because he lost a heat sink, and because, he fired a bunch of guns. And the Flea is at 5 heat. So he's going to be at 5-8 next turn, I believe. We continue to lose initiative. We will start by, yes, having Hoser standing still. It's a cool mech. It is. It does run cool, which is surprising for how many guns it has. Alright, we'll have Ruby, I think, try to jump in behind. Yeah. I think I'm liking this Cronus. Lark. Do we walk forward to get into the rear arc of the Warhammer? Or do we stand still, effectively getting bonus gunnery, and go for that right side? His leg is in rough shape. His arm less so. I'm in the midst of a base defense mission, and I'm pretty sure the enemy paid off my friendly artillery unit. I'm familiar with that feeling. Just ask Lark or Varank. They know how I am with artillery. It's not pretty. Oh, there's the 2 Wolverines. Alright, so I think the next move is going to be Tsubasa. Oh, I guess we can't jump there. We could do like so, perhaps. Perfect medium laser range. Oh, and there's the other hunchback. uh, yeah, could be. Where did the flea go, I wonder? And if we back up, will we still have shot? Or yeah, I know I had said the Griffin was going to hang north and try to back up these guys, but now I don't know if I need to. There's two Wolverines and a Hunchback down here. So I'm going to keep my distance, try to maintain walking bonuses. And it looks like Lark is our last one to move. And we see him. That's a height 1 building. Yeah, we're gonna go for the back of the Warhammer, since I know he was not super evasive this turn. I should be needing 7s, I think, to hit him. 6s? Oh, he was even less evasive than I thought. Yeah, all day, every day. Bite his head off. Ruby apparently only has one viable target, and that's a wasp. Large laser definitely needs to stay silent this turn. And this thing, I think it runs a little hot. Can't wait to put some double heat sinks on it. Oh, yeah, sorry. I guess I'm so used to just dealing with it. Okay. Yeah, now everyone should be in the hex they're in. Sorry, I guess I'm so used to seeing it that my eye to brain filter didn't say, hey, there's something wrong here. Tsubasa apparently only having one target as well. And on 8s at that. Poser with not a single target. And the Griffin likewise, I believe. Okay, Hunchy into the back of the Warhammer, hitting with the big gun into the left arm, destroying it and transferring into the left torso rear, where it also goes internal and crits out a small laser. We'll all have 0 targets soon, don't worry. Yeah, at this rate, oh my goodness, we are chewing them up. It's nice to see my custom variant of the Hunchback finally getting some really good work in with that autocannon. That was just the entire arm blown off. That's glorious. I love that. And hitting with a medium laser to the center torso rear and a medium to the right torso rear. So he is in really bad shape next time I get behind him. Unfortunately, he's probably about to turn around and face me, and Punchy doesn't have jump jets. But hey, teamwork. The Cronus does. Speaking of the Cronus, missing everything on 9s. The Wasp missing on 9s as well. The Ost Scout gets a back shot on our Hunchback to the left torso rear. Which is, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, where we've got 9 more shots of autocannon ammo. Or 8 at this point, I guess. Blackjack at the Hunchback hitting the left arm with one of his medium lasers. Warhammer at our Hunchback hitting the left leg with a PPC. Must have done a twist and fire. He needed a 9, so that's obviously within minimum range. Yeah, no, that is the last place I want a hunchback of mine to be getting shot, is in the left torso rear. That is, that's scary. That's worrisome. That's bad news. I mean, if it was just one medium laser, it could have killed the entire mech. That's, we got lucky. I need to up armor the back of that hunchback next chance I get. Um, so the Hunchback 4 SP unleashing all of its lasers on our Blackjack to the left leg, left torso, right arm, and left leg, and landing 10 SRMs as well. Splashing around, I see the left torso down to 7, right arm down to 7, head down to 7. Tsubasa makes his first consciousness check successfully. Alright, the enemy Wolverine at our Hunchback, hitting the right arm with his autocannon, and the 4J hitting the right arm and right leg with medium lasers. The right arm is down to 4 armor. Hunchback and the Blackjack both stay standing. The Blackjack just barely. The Warhammer also stays standing, even with the busted actuator. But maybe we can capitalize on that on another 3. Lovely. I don't think we're going to be able to do anything with that. Elevation 6, construction factor 71. It's not worth even trying. Likewise, we're not trying to just kick buildings for no reason. We did kick him in the left leg for 10 points. He's down to 5 armor there. And he only needs a 4 because he's a stable mech. And the 9 succeeds with flying colors. Cronus running hot at 4 heat, Hunchback at 2. Their Hunchback, the 4J, is at 7. Their 4 SP is at 2. The Warhammer is down to 4 heat. And our initiative losing streak continues. However, we are pulling ahead as far as damage dealt. So where is this Warhammer trying to go? There is no path in that direction. Decisions. Where can I put this Griffin where he's got best view possible? Not there, maybe there. 82, height 5. Looks just about perfect. Here comes the pain train. We'll see about that. I mean, that's definitely the goal. Kind of want to do to their Hunchback what they're doing to ours, but I'd like to be more effective at it. Can't get over that building, can't go around it. Gives us a shot on the Wasp at 3 hexes. It's kind of ideal for most of our guns. Can you go through it? Through the building? Sadly, no. That was actually building's only 12 construction factor. We can knock it down real easy. Oh, the Hunchback has decided to come play. We'll hold off on that. I think it's time for Hoser to get in close. They're just staying out of his line of sight. Oh wait, no they're not. Wolverine did something dumb. Gave Hoser a shot. You can't turn off climb mode? I mean, I can mess around with climb mode. I don't have all of the optional rules enabled, but well, the thing is, that's a height 6 building that I was trying to go get onto the other side of so I could get into melee range of the Wasp. But with only 5 jump jets, I couldn't get over it. Turning it off lets you crash through buildings with a piloting check. Really? I did not know you could jump through a building that was taller than you could jump. I'm so sorely tempted to test that like here and now. Um, but I'll wait until there's less at stake. Yeah, that's what we want to do to him. Ooh, how do we do this? We try to go more for the Warhammer's right side. He's already missing his left arm. His right arm could not probably take a similar hit. I'm just still tripping about crashing through a building with your jump jets. Yeah, we're gonna try to finish off this Warhammer. And of course the Off Scout gets behind us. We're going to fire, obviously, the big gun, and yeah, we're building up a little bit of heat, but it's absolutely worth it at this point. You were going to try to take out the Wasp, but those are 10s, and there's a Hunchback right here on 8s. We'll go 1, 2, and the SRM. Tsubasa on 8s. I think we can fire everything but 1, 2. Yeah, everything but 1. 10s. 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, that is a lot. I really kind of thought that would be medium range. I wasn't expecting 10. 12, we'll take it because it's 1 heat. And this thing cools down really nicely. It's a 12 on him, 13 there. Well, I guess we'll take a 12 because that's the only real option we have. Think of it like walking over very rough terrain. The stronger the building, the harder it is to pull off. Well, that height 6 building only had 12 construction factor, so that probably wouldn't have been too difficult. So I guess that's on me for not knowing the rules a little better. If I had known that, I probably would have gone straight through the building. And it probably would have backfired, so it is what it is. We did not hit the Warhammer in the on the right side. We hit him on the left side. Give it a shot in a skirmish to test it out. I intend to. I absolutely plan on it. That sounds like a fun way to get around. Yeah, when the stakes aren't so high. Also hitting the right arm with 2 mediums and a small laser. So 13 damage. That's respectable. Didn't take out the PPC or any actuators, but the Wolverine, the 6M, hitting our Hunchback in the badly damaged right arm already. Leaving us with 4 structure there, missing with everything else. Cronus at the Hunchback, hitting with 2 SRMs to the right leg and right torso. Destroying the Searchlight, which I know is important to some people. Scout hitting the Hunchback in the center torso rear on a 6. Oh, that's right, because the Scout actually has a really good pilot. I had forgotten that. So yeah, he is not very well armed, but he's still gonna be kind of dangerous with that one medium laser jumping around behind my hunchbacks, which have no back armor. Blackjack at the hunchback, hitting him in the left leg and the center torso rear, also destroying his searchlight. Warhammer at the hunchback, firing 2 medium lasers, connecting with the right torso and center torso, connecting with both machine guns to the right torso and left leg, and hitting with 5 SRMs to the right leg, center torso, and the left arm, critting out the medium laser and the left torso. Hunchback 4SP on the Blackjack, hitting the left torso with 2 medium lasers, going internal there, leaving us with 8 structure. Hoser, sadly missing. If it had been in medium range, he would have hit with one of the PPCs, but was not to be. And the Wolverine 6R, missing on 11s and 12s. Lark goes down, as we knew he eventually would. Needs a 6, rolls a 3. Falls on the right side, hits his head for 5 points of damage, taking a point of pilot damage, forcing his first consciousness check, but making his seatbelt check. Oh, man. Now all we need for him to do is finish off that Warhammer from the ground. Oh, man. So much for improving his piloting. Their Warhammer also goes down, taking 7 to the center torso, leaving him with 10 armor, and he also needs a 6 and rolls an 8 on his seatbelt check. So no pilot damage there. Alright. Stiletto and the Cronus punching on 8s. Tsubasa will not be punching or kicking, or will Hoser. Missing both of our 8s. He missed his 7 on a kick, or his kick on a 7, but doesn't fall down. Random guy! Hey, how's it going? Sadly, Earl is not in this battle. Do mechs have seatbelts? Have harnesses. I just use the vernacular seatbelt check because I've heard other people use that term, and I like it. I think it's funny. And it really gets the gist across in as few syllables as possible. So no, I'm not trying to say that in my games mechs have seatbelts. It's just shorthand. Oh, we finally win initiative. Maybe now we can stop getting shot in the back. We're gonna just back up and take shots at this wasp, probably. I know that's medium range, right? Has to be. Yes, that's medium range. And the novels. No one ever gets hurt falling down in the novels. They have plot armor. 92 Geo Metro had seatbelts. But only the lap belts. Oh, Warhammer is crippled and withdrawing. If we don't fire on him, hopefully he will not fire on us. I'd like to reserve the Griffin to see what this Hunchback does. Tsubasa is in pretty rough shape. Armor-wise. Yeah. I want to try to keep him a little safer if I could. Even still, this flea has a large laser. A lucky hit could take out half of our guns. Do we maybe turn our right side to him? I mean, the odds are slim that that'll make a difference. And in my experience, the reverse is actually true. For some reason, it seems like whenever you're on the left side of a mech, you're more likely to hit the right side. And I know the math does not work out that way. That's just what it feels like. Alright, Lark. Both arms badly damaged. Center torso pretty roughened up. Left torso in very bad shape. Rear armor basically gone. In short, just another day at the range. We always get the things we don't want, like when you drop bread and it always flips over to butter. I've heard about a hypothetical or a theoretical anti-gravity device where you put a piece of buttered bread on, tape it to the back of a cat, and drop it. Since the butter, it has to land butter side down, but a cat has to land on its feet, and so it just hovers levitating because it can't do either. I'm sure my delivery was lacking, but it was funny to me at the time. Oh, what's this? We've got half a shot on the back of a hunchback with a PC just outside of minimum range. It's a jumping shot. It's not likely to hit. But that was a commercial? I know it from the internet, not a commercial. Yes, we will use careful stand, I think. Or actually, 4 hexes is not a bad range to engage this guy at. That's medium range for his medium lasers, and it's under his LRMs. Meanwhile, maybe I can devastate this wasp with 1 hit. Oh, I forgot. Was it, who was it that killed 3 wasps last mission? Was that, Tsubasa? Or we can take an 8 on the hunchback. Yeah, we're gonna be cooling down no matter what now. So we might as well fire everything. Did you know cats can survive falls from extreme heights better than from lesser heights? They naturally become more air resistant due to their instincts. It's like they deploy a parachute, a catachute. They just do the whole free fall, skydiving, spread yourself out kind of thing. It's interesting. I feel like that would be something that would be really interesting to watch in like super slow-mo. Assuming there was no risk to the cat, obviously. Like if it was being dropped onto a trampoline, for example. On 9s, yeah. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. We're going to 6 heat. We go to 9. I don't think we go to 9. I don't like targeting penalties. I feel like it just infringes too much on your damage output over time. Catachute. That's funny. Got 6s on the back of that Warhammer. Do we do it? Do we go for the kill? We save it for next turn. Yeah, I don't think I want to wake a dragon that's taking a nap. I think I'm going to go for the wasp. It's a more difficult shot against a less important target. I guess technically a more important target because the Warhammer's fleeing. And just inside medium range for the large laser. Nice. And an 8 with the PPC. Doing it. Actually, wow. I think it might still bring in Zelbriggen rules. They will attack any of your wounded retreating enemies then. maybe that's a new thing for 49.3. That's not how I understood it worked, but things have changed, so I'm gonna play it safe. Right now, I don't think I have any crippled units to become targets. I'll try playing it that way and see if I'll test the hypothesis. What I'm saying. Hoser would take a cheap kill though. Maybe next turn. I wanted to knock out this wasp. I was gonna let the Warhammer retreat a little bit. He's not gonna get away. He's got a damaged leg actuator, so he's a 3/5 now, which is basically the same speed as the awesome. So we can chase him down. And that's kind of what I was planning on doing. Just for the XP. So we hit, well, first of all, their Wolverine misses our Hunchback, their Flea misses the Blackjack. Nice. We land the big gun on the Hunchback 4J in the center torso, and follow it up with 3 medium lasers. The small laser misses. Mediums to the left arm, right torso, and center torso. Down to 1 armor. Excuse me, 1 armor on that center torso. The Wasp at the Hunchback hits the center torso and the right arm with an SRM. Center torso down to 2 armor ourselves. So, perhaps, yeah, heavy damage. We'll see how that shakes out at the end of the round. And the SRM critting out the shoulder. So we're going to have to replace that arm one way or the other. Ostscout landing his medium laser on the Griffin to the left torso, which is fine. We don't have to fix the Griffin. I wish the Griffin would soak a little more damage, actually. Cronus missing the Wasp on 9s. Blackjack at the Flea, hitting with a medium laser to the left leg, going internal, leaving it with 2 structure, and critting out the lower leg and the hip. Oh, that's lovely. That Flea is toast. Especially if he keeps running hot like he did a couple of turns ago, he's going to be really slow because the hip is, I think it's going to go lower leg actuator slows him from 6'9" to 5'8", and then the hip is going to bring him down to a 3'5", if my interpretation of the rules is correct. So a 3'5" with no jump jets, who has to roll a piloting check whenever he runs. Gonna be an easy target. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to killing him. Wolverine missing the Blackjack on 11s. Awesome on the Wasp, hitting the right torso and center torso, critting out Heat Sink, a jump jet, and the engine, leaving him with 1 structure and 2 structure in those locations. And then the large laser to the left arm, transferring into the left torso where he has 5 armor left. So, nice shooting Hoser. Engine, heat sink, jump jet. So he fired the medium laser and the SRM, so he's actually going to build up some heat this turn, even if he didn't jump. Wasp is probably going to fall and take 2 damage to the center torso. Yeah, I agree. Let me just go ahead and make a note. It's going to be 23 on 53. Cool. Alright, if the Wasp falls and dies, you get the kill. So, consider that promise. Their Hunchback on our Hunchback, destroying the left arm and into the left torso, where we've got 6 armor left, hitting the left torso again with a medium laser, down to 1 armor. I need to pull back the Hunchback. It has no armor on its left torso. Yep. Wasp falls and dies. Flea falls, takes 2 to his good leg. Takes a point of damage, makes his first consciousness check. Okay, Stiletto, we're not kicking buildings. Tsubasa, we're not kicking buildings. Mr. Griffin. Yes, we'll take that 8. I want that Ostscout dead. Ostscout misses his kick on the Griffin. Wolverine misses his kick on the Griffin. Griffin kicks the Ostscout in the right leg, leaving him with 5 structure. Does not knock him down or get a crit. Wolverine falls on his butt, on his right side, taking 5 to the left leg and 1 to the right torso, which destroys his searchlight. And then he also fails his piloting check and makes his first consciousness check. Hunchback is at 2 heat, Cronus is at 4, Blackjack is at 6, Hoser is at 2, Griffin is at 3. Their Hunchback 4J is at 7, Lee is at 2, Wolverine is at 4. We've won initiative again, which is lovely. And we have destroyed 23% of their battle value. So we are approaching one of our objectives. All right, Warhammer. I don't know if he's going to be hostile this turn or not. But Hoser's going to go and try and get the cheap kill. Is that 6 hexes? 2, 3, 4. Not quite. Is that 10 hexes? That's medium and medium. So that works. That is the move. Lark is going to charge. Well, no. Lark has no armor, especially where it counts. Center torso and left torso are both stripped, have 3 points of armor between them. Right arm is down to 2 structure. I don't want to do that. It's heavy damage, so he's technically not under forced withdrawal, because that would be crippled. We take cover without turning our back on the Warhammer. Try to show them that right side, so which is our strong side. Pain train. Yeah, this is pain. Or are you talking about the background noise? Because I do live near train tracks. Yes, that is my train you hear in the background. Left torso down to 8. There's a Wolverine. There's another Hunchback around here somewhere. I really want to finish off this flea. 14, 24, 65. Can't quite make that. It might be James West. James West. The only West I know is Adam West. I feel ignorant. Wild Wild West. I look kind of like a cowboy. Yeah, I guess in this shirt, the plaid and the hair and the facial region I've got going on probably does. I think I should wear a cowboy hat. I don't even own a cowboy hat. You guys are just being silly now. See if we can maybe land a PPC into that center torso. Do some good damage there. Probably not, but we'll try. It's the beard and stuff. It's like a tombstone kind of look. I thought about putting my hair back. I thought about wearing a hat. I thought about wearing a different shirt. I guess I regret all of those decisions that led to this. You jumped 8. You're going to be a very difficult target. Yeah, just a little judged. Um, not like in a bad way, but um, I don't know. Like cowboy is not the impression I was trying to put forward with this outfit. So the Wolverine trying to get up because he fell when he tried to kick someone, takes 6 damage falling, makes a consciousness check, falls again because of that cramped cockpit and his terrible piloting skill. As a member of a band, like Motorhead. Um, I don't know. I feel like this outfit says more. I don't know, more like Weezer than Motorhead. Um, I guess with the beard and everything, it does kind of lend a Lemmy air to it a little bit. Um, need to do something about this. I'm not trying to grow out like a full beard. I just like being scruffy, to be honest. Wolverine falls and falls and falls again. Flea falls and falls again. They're both blacked out. Oh, I know Lark is about to take a medium laser to the back, which is what I was trying to avoid by moving him there. Let's start biggest gun we're going to be able to use. We've got 6s on this Warhammer. We're going to take every last one of them. Well, all of the 6s, right? Lark, your messed up left arm, damaged right arm. Got 8 there. Alternately 14 there. Do we join in on the Warhammer? I think we do. 8 is the best shot we've got. We'll skip 12 for now. We'll take the 12 as well. We've got the heat sinks for it, since we tend to run a little cool and we're missing a gun already. I don't love the AI's insistence on trying to stand on a 9+ skill check. Yeah. I understand that sometimes it is tactically important to be standing, but it's more tactically important to not be unconscious. 11s, because we both jumped. I really only need to hit him like once. Where can we hit this flea and do the most damage? It looks like 11 to the center torso would do it. 5 to the right leg. So we're gonna do right leg times 2 center torso with a medium and a large. No, saving the large. 2 there. Go. We'll go up to 4 heat, trying to get the kill. No, lying on the ground isn't usually a good option, but being unconscious is almost always worse. Being prone is only a problem if you're beside someone. Yeah. It actually gives a +1 to hit if you're more than 1 hex away. Yeah. So maybe he should have stayed prone. It does mean he wouldn't have been able to move anywhere, but I mean, as it is now, those pilots aren't able to move anywhere anyways because they kept failing their seatbelt checks, as I call them. 6 heat on the Griffin, we'll do that. Do I play with careful stand? Yes, it actually came up earlier when Lark did it. I don't know if you were maybe AFK when that happened, but yes, earlier this match I did use careful stand. Okay, so Hoser taking the cheap shots on the Warhammer. Hitting where the left arm was into the left torso, hitting the right torso and the right leg with PPCs. and a large laser to the left torso, which transfers into the center torso, leaving him with 3 armor remaining. And he still has, I believe, a right arm, which, yeah, right arm still technically there, still a threat. I need to go wash dishes. I'll check this out on YouTube later. Good luck. Thank you. Sorry, I'm playing my own MekHQ game at the same time. The magnificent bastards are having a rough one. Yeah, seems to be a lot of that going around. I'm just looking at this last couple of lines on the screen here. Scout hitting Lark in the back in the center torso rear and critting on his gyro. So Hoser needs to learn to focus fire. I mean, left arm, left torso, right leg. It's a bit of spread. It could have been better, not gonna lie, but it's not terrible. It's like the left arm and the left torso transfer into each other. And like if it had done more damage to the right leg, it would have transferred into the right torso. So I feel like that's kind of a middling grouping. I swear I can't play a game of ATB without my force commander taking at least one headshot. Yeah, I know that. I know that feeling. So I predict that Lark is going down again with a busted gyro. Although hopefully the point that we spent on piloting makes it possible for him to stand. Hunchback hitting the Warhammer in the center torso with the autocannon 20, and then failing to follow up with a medium laser to finish the job, but it does hit with 1 to the right torso, leaving him with 2 armor. Cronus on the Scout missing on 11s, Wolverine on the Blackjack missing on 11s, Blackjack on the Flea hitting the right leg and destroying it, transferring into the right torso. Large laser to the center torso, medium laser to where the right leg was, transferring into the right torso, transferring into the center torso, and destroying the Flea. And then the last medium laser hits the center torso anyways. So that was par excellence. I probably mangled that. The Hunchback 4J also firing on Lark, hitting the center torso with 5 LRMs, and then 3 to the left torso, where we keep our ammo. So yeah, I really thought our Hunchback was out of the line of sight of that 4J. And then our Griffin at the Hunchback hitting in the right torso, leaving him with 3 armor. Lark does fall down, hits his right arm for 5 points, transferring into the right torso, which still has a decent amount of armor. And then the Warhammer also stays standing. I say also because reasons. I wasn't thinking. Do we kick on a 9? Yeah, I think we kick on a 9 in this case. Tsubasa, no. Griffin, no. We missed on a 9. Fortunately, we don't fall down. Scout kicks the Hunchback in the right torso for 7, leaving us with 3 armor there. Are we crippled yet? Please be. Yes. Hunchback is finally crippled. For what that's worth, which may be nothing. Griffin is at 6 heat. Blackjack is at 4. Cronus and Awesome are both at 3. We have them down to 70% of their BV, so we're almost at that point. They have 6 units remaining, one of which is in retreat. So if we can just take a... This should be the last round of combat. 4J CS. This is the 4J, right? How did he see Lark? Is he being spotted? Are those indirect? I don't know. We may never know. What I do know is that we just got this Hunchback out of the shop, and it's already missing both arms and gone internal in the torso twice. So, that is just brilliant. And I guess it'll buff out. It'll be some work to buff that out. Medium range? I think that's, yeah, that's medium range. It's still medium range. That's into his back. Yeah, we're gonna go for that kill. Lark. Worth trying to run on a 7. We could do a careful stand on a 5, but that would make us an easier target. Ooh, decisions. I want the Cronus to try to respond in case the Ost Scout does something sneaky. The Griffin, I guess, can advance to here. Maybe take a back shot on this Wolverine if nothing else presents itself. We'd have a shot on the Wolverine with our large lasers, but that Wolverine is pristine. I think I'd rather try and knock out this Hunchback a bit. We can box him in, maybe. Not very well. Lark. Still a 7. Still a 7. Now, I don't know how the Hunchback was able to shoot us last turn, but that Ost Scout is adjacent to us, so. Well, I give you a 5. Yeah, we got the 5, and the Ost Scout is trying to go for another back shot. Jumped 4, which is interesting. We might finally have a shot on this frickin' Ost Scout. Needs a 5, gets a 6, so that was close. Warhammer sprinting, needs a 6, gets a 10. What does he need? Like a 3? Show me. Needs a 6. So there is a chance he will miss. It's not a great chance, but there is a chance he will miss. No, we still can't use that large laser, I don't think. Man, that Cronus does run a bit warm. I genuinely cannot wait until I can get double heat sinks in it. We go up to 4 heat with the flipped arms into the back of the Wolverine. Griffin at the Hunchback on a 9. Puts us at 5 heat, but I'm okay with that. The Ost Scout misses. The Hunchback also misses. Awesome, into the back of the Warhammer. Hits the right torso rear, critting out the SRM. Hits the right arm, destroying it, and transferring into the right torso rear. Also critting out the machine gun and the small laser. PPC to the right leg, transferring into the right torso rear, transferring into the center torso rear, where he's got 2 armor remaining. And missing with the large laser. I'm sorry, someone was complaining about his shot groupings. That's right torso rear, and right torso rear, effectively. I'm calling that a win. And the leg destruction, that Warhammer is gonna be salvage. Cronus at the Ost Scout, glancing blow to the right torso, twice. and an SRM to the right leg for no crit. Even a broken clock is right twice a day. Just needed to motivate him. Enemy Wolverine missing our friendly Griffin. Blackjack at the Wolverine, hitting the left arm, center torso rear, and center torso rear, critting on the engine. We might be able to take that Wolverine as salvage too, depending on, I think, probably depending on the consciousness check that they need to make. Hunchback 4J at the Griffin. I really don't care about that because the Griffin is all but expendable. And the Griffin missing the Hunchback. Griffin stays standing. Warhammer falls down and is destroyed by damage. That one is also going to Hoser because he did get the leg distraction, which led to the loss of all that salvage, unfortunately. Going for the punch on a 6 with that Battle Fist. Going for a kick on a 2. Alright, the Hunchback kicking our friendly Griffin in the right leg. Not worried about that. Awesome. Missing the Ostscout with the punch. Ostscout kicking the Awesome in the right leg for 7. And the Griffin kicking the Hunchback in the right leg for 11. Nobody falls down, surprisingly. Of course, I guess not too surprisingly. It was 4, 3, and a 4 they needed. And the pilot of the Wolverine does stay unconscious. Needs a 10 to wake up. Conceivably going to be a while before Desi Fauzi gets that 10. So I am willing to call that Wolverine captured. Yeah, we can salvage that Wolverine. We've got them down to 61%. They have 5 of 8 units remaining. That is all of our victory conditions achieved. Yeah, Desi stays unconscious for another round, at which point Desi is surrounded and outgunned and all alone. And yeah, like I predicted, the infantry never even made it to the field. That map was also a bit different than I was expecting. I was expecting slightly longer and less circuitous routes of access. We did control the battlefield. Nobody was a total loss, excuse me. Adangato was wounded. And it appears only Adangato. Alright, the Hunchback escaped, yes. The Wolverine escaped, yes. Hunchback, the Ostscout, those all escaped. The Wolverine did not escape. And it's actually, aside from that center torso damage, in pretty much decent shape. It's worth almost 5 billion C-bills, which is definitely going to put us way over. Oh, it's only worth 1.6. Does put us over the limit. Or we could have some Warhammer pieces. We'll take the Wolverine. Yeah, I like that. I like having a spare Wolverine. We captured the pilot of the Flea. We captured the pilot of the Warhammer. We captured the pilot of the Wolverine, Desi. Now, I wonder if any of them are going to defect. Now, I've got 23 and 51 going to... Wait, 23 is not an option. Well, the Warhammer goes to Hoser. Flea goes to Tsubasa. The Wolverine did herself in... Was it 23? Oh, no, I've got my notes backwards. 23 is Hoser. 53 is the Wasp. So yeah. Okay, that looks right to me. It is the best Succession Wars era Wolverine. That said, we are going to mod it because we're at the very end of the Succession Wars when double heat sinks are a thing. Hoser got the one. Yeah, Hoser got the Wasp. So that's 2 kills for Hoser. Plus deploying is 3 XP. I believe you were 4 XP from spending on gunnery, was it? Or am I thinking of someone else? All objectives completed. The Griffin survived. Everything is great and amazing. Victory points all around. And just as a matter of course, we're going to go ahead and save there. Who got the 6M kill? He literally tried to kick someone and failed. Fell down and knocked himself unconscious trying to stand back up. Or Desi, I guess is a her. I keep saying him. Desi Fauci, I assume. Oh, Desi is a guy. I stand corrected. I kind of thought Desi was a girl's name. But yeah, his piloting of 6 with the cramped cockpit, he needed a 7 to stand up, and he just failed it like 4 times. So whoever dodged the Wolverine attack, who hurt them last, don't they get the kill? No one got the kill because the mech was never actually killed. It took an engine hit after the pilot was unconscious, but it wasn't a kill. Sorry to disappoint you guys, but I don't just make sure that every mech that gets captured goes towards XP. I only award kills in the case of someone, actually getting a kill, or at least I try to. And I think he was trying to kick the Griffin anyways. So, I just think that's hilarious. That is an absolutely ridiculous way to have captured a Wolverine. Okay, so Infirmary. Stupid ally mech stealing kills. Yeah, if that's how you want to look at it. Oh, Desi is going to be out of action for a long time with a broken back. Go ahead and put you there because you're going to heal quickly. You get these 2. Better than trapping a locust in an alleyway and threatening it with infernos. I mean, more comical for sure. I'm just imagining that whole scene playing out, and the whole time you've got, like Three Stooges music playing. Or like Benny Hill or something like that. Alright, since we have decided to forego messing around with all of that, we're just giving everyone a transport bay just to simplify things. Alright, so the Archers, not so much, the Orion, not so much. Hoser took a kick and nothing else. We'll have, on an 8. Oh, because it's quality E, of course. Anything Gilmore has just lost us 14 points of armor. Wow. Speaking of which, I think maybe armor is something that we need to stock up on a bit. Not too much, just a bit. Alright, Hunchback. Damage to the center torso. We want to spend as much time and give the best odds on that as possible, and that means a 4. I like 4s. 4s are not risky, and I don't like risk. So 4s are good. 4s are very good when I'm trying to do center torso and gyro work. For sure. Even a 5. 5 is good. So, badly damaged, but still technically fight capable. Alright, Green Tech doing the reloads. go ahead and plop that there. I don't know how many medium lasers we have in storage. Probably enough to spare. That's after all the mech parts. We have 9 medium lasers. Yeah, that's enough to spare a couple on some failed rolls. The 7 is the best we're gonna get. Oh, decisions. Alright, so we could try and put the right arm on, but it would probably just end up in wasting an arm in a couple of days. Blackjack went internal on the left torso, but otherwise just armor damage. 5. It's down to 8 from 11. There is a chance we'll screw that up, which, knowing my luck, means that there's a good chance we will screw that up. Cronus not taking a single hit during that whole battle. Alright, so we've still got 2 crippled archers, the Orion with some armor damage, Hunchback needing both arms, Blackjack needing some armor. Now this Wolverine 6M could be an excellent backup medium mech, but I can put that on a back burner for the time being. Meanwhile, yeah, do that. Blowing off on the torso and the arm. Holding off on the arm and the leg. Nice. Nice. Alright, so the Orion is almost completely in good shop. Oh, gotta run. I was glad to catch your stream. Thank you. I appreciate you being here. Thanks for joining us. Catch you later. Like, comment, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. You can always find a link to the Discord in my Twitch profile. So, if you wanted to join the party behind the scenes, I guess, you could do it there. And as always, my videos are available on YouTube after the fact. So, glad you could join us. It's been fun. Nice. All right, I'm okay with our green tech having 5 minutes left over at the end of the day. However, we are going to need someone to maintain. There it is. Yes, I know lore or fluff wise, Penny Singh Gilmore is probably going to be looking after almost exclusively the Cronus, but I am going to take advantage of her presence on the team and have her doing maintenance on maybe a couple of other mechs as well. Alright, new day, new tech force. We've gotten 2 left arms, a gyro, and some LRM ammo. Still working on some things. Did not fix the armor on the Orion. Did fix the center torso on the Talvasoda, which is nice. Failed to fix the left torso on the Blackjack. Some stuff is going to be some time. Rifleman is... okay, spending 30 minutes a day refitting the Rifleman. So that is going to be quite some time until we can maybe sort that out. Found a bunch of armor. Hikari Ono got some XP. Is it enough? It's not enough for anything. It's 2 points. So yeah, we've got still a fair amount of repairs to do, but I'm hoping not to have any more missions for the rest of this contract. It is 2 weeks out, so we'll have 2 more Mondays, each with chances of missions, but fortunately we're not going to be looking at anything with the kind of intensity that that we had last month when we were hitting all of these base attacks because the enemy was at a what was the morale called? Invincible. Anyway, I feel like now is probably as good a point as any to call it. I full disclosure, kind of have to use the restroom, so that is my motivation for calling it early. I know it's only like 6 or 7 minutes early, and I appreciate you guys. I appreciate everyone who came to join me. I really do. Thank you guys so much. It's been so much fun having everyone here. I really appreciate everyone who's decided to become a part of the community. Battletech tomorrow night? Yes. I promise this time I'm off of work. I don't have anything else going on. I know I had said that I was going to make up last week's episode, and I never did, so I apologize for that. I just procrastinated until the last minute was here and gone. So no excuses, just apologies. We will be also continuing this, picking this up next week, and we'll see everyone then. Thank you very much, and good night.